Actually, you know what? I need to check.
Supposed to be a paper in there. Somebody took that paper out.
Sorry.
Supposed to be some paper in there. Somebody took that paper out. But it's
You said take the paper out?
no. It's supposed to be paper in there. Oh, no.
So the crook.
Sir.
We'll put it on.
I guess whatever makes it straight is good.
All right. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatham, and Yahweh Shamar, our son, Ba'ashem Yahushua, to all the Akim, all the Akwakian out there. This is the Sabbath service, and it's August 24th. Hopefully I said the right date. As it is, it's August 24th. And we are going to go more into the story about Abraham. Okay, so let's do a quick review. Last time, shalom, okay. Last time we were talking about men visiting Abraham, and one of them greeted them. And so like this is the sound. We good? And so Abraham greeted them, and we're going to find out what happens next. Okay? We'll find out what happens next in the sense that, in the story of Abraham and the the three messengers. So what are we starting off today? We are in Genesis chapter 18, verse 17. Okay, Genesis chapter 18, verse 17, we're going to start. Of course, every week we're reading the Hebrew and then the English. All right? And we're reading 17 through 23. Okay, Genesis chapter 18 through 17. Wa Yahweh Amar Makamasa Anya Ma Abaraham Ashar Anya Aisha. Verse 18. Wa Abaraham Gadawal, wa I Tazawam, Wana Barakwa, Bawa, Call, Goya Yum, Goya Yas, like it, Ha'arataza, verse 19, Kaya, Yada Aif Yawa, Lama Ain, Ashar, Yatazawa, Banyawa, Wa Bayakwa, Akaryawa, Wa Shamarwa, Darath, Yahawa, La Aishawa, Tazadakwa, Tazadakwa, Slaki, Wama Shapat, Lama Ain, Haba Yahawa, Abaraham, Ashar, Debar, Alyawa, verse 20. Waya Amar, Yahawa, Zaikwath, Saddam, Mara, Kaya, Rabah, Waka Ta'atham, Kaya, Kabada, Ma'ad, verse 21. Arada, Na'a, Wa'ara'aha, Haka Taza'ai Kwatha, Haba Aha, Alya, Aishawa, Kala, Wa'am, La'a, Ara Aiha. Verse, what are we going to say? 24,
23.
23 to what? Verse 22. Wayatnawa, Masham, Ha'anashiam, Wayakol, so like Wayalakwa, Sadamha, Abraham, Iwadnawa, Imad, Lapanya, Yahweh, verse 23. Wayagash, Abraham, Wayamar, Ha'at, Thasapa, Tazadayak, Ain, Rashai, and that's it. All right, we're going to go ahead and read this in the English. It's like it.
And in the English, Genesis chapter 18, verse 17. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Verse 18. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. Verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Most High, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. Verse 20. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous. Verse 21.
Stop right there. Officer Kora. So, real quick, I wanted to acknowledge that. So, it's talking about the cry of Sodom is great. Now, remember, Sodom and Gomorrah were still located in that landmass that the Most High had promised, that the Most High had promised to Abraham. Okay? And like we said before, you cannot, especially in that landmass, if you are doing types of sins, especially in that area, what do we say will happen to you? What does the land automatically do? Well, the Most High is behind it. Anybody remember? Yes. Well, yes, unalive you, and the land will spew you out. You will get spewed out of that land. So the cities where Sodom and Gomorrah was located, they were still located in that territory that the Most High had promised to Abraham. And if you look in Leviticus, it's like 18 and 19, and he tells them, like, make sure you are not doing what the nations around you, or when you go into the land, make sure you're not doing what these nations are doing, because the Most High is going to put them out. Okay? That's why actually Israel was put out of the land, because they were doing sins in the land. Okay? So Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing just unrighteous, they were doing some crazy stuff in that landmass. And because of that, they had to get they had to get put out. And the Most High had to come and destroy them. All right?
I had something.
Come.
I wanted to say it's the same way as any sacred thing that it's anything that the Most High makes holy. Like this school is holy, right? You can't come in here when you on your flower, right? You can't come in here when you unclean, right? Because you will defile the place of the Most High. And that's the same way with that land.
Con, good point. All right. Where we at, in 20?
21.
Con, go ahead.
Verse 21, and I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. Verse 22, and the men turned their face from thence and went toward Sodom, and Abraham stood yet before the Most High. Verse 23, and Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
Okay, so just like you said before, it says Abraham stood before the Most High. Now, we just pretty much said why. Because the highest ranking messenger or angel would be representing the Most High at this point. Okay, the highest ranking one. So obviously he outranked the other two. Okay, and so he was the one that was coming, also with the other, but he was coming in the name of the Most High. So since he was the highest ranking one, at this point, it said Abraham stood before the Most High because he was the one that had to, carry out. He was given the order, whatever he was supposed to carry out. Okay? Now, that does not contradict what Yahushua said. Okay? Yahushua said, you have never heard the Father's voice nor seen him at any time. Okay? And there's another scripture say, you cannot see the Most High and live. Okay? However, when there are the angels of the Most High, when they come and they represent him. Okay, it's just like if a president sent somebody in another country and he had to unalive, a group or whatever, or when he does unalive groups, they don't say that the Marines did. They say the president did that. Okay, because they come and they represent that. They'll say the president, did that. Or just like when we have our food drives, what do we say? We'll say Commander General Yohana is feeding his people again. Okay, we'll say that. Now, Commander General Yohana, he might be at one particular food drive, but he's not at all, 30 across the nation. But because we're representing what Commander General Yohana is doing, the work, we'll say Commander General Yohana is doing this. Okay? Same, sir. Sir.
They said the United States was directly responsible for the attack in Iran. They saying the United States, the United States didn't physically go in there. It's because they're funding and they're over that regime.
Sir.
Like, they damn near said that wrong.
Excellent point, Cat.
So, also, take this into an aspect, right? Because at some point in time, we're going to need to have brotherhood and sisterhood. It's going to not be like today. It's going to be hard times coming. So in the same aspect, like the brothers in here that have rank, that's here to protect Israel, it operates the same way. If me and Gabar was the only two people if me and Uriah was the only two people in the school, Uriah has a higher ranking, so when he speaks in direct, that's the Most High speaking in direct through him, right? So just remember that as when we're going, this is why we have order, this is how we have rank in your household, right? Your husband, when he's trying to tell you something, that's the Most High telling you not to buy this, right? Or not to get this, because that's the rank and order that the Most High operates in. It's very orderly. You know what I'm saying? So, just want to say
and that was an excellent point, Officer Karak, because Commander General Yohana does say that. He always says, when your husband is speaking to you, that's God talking to you. So that was an excellent point. All right, let's go to Genesis. Now we're in chapter 18. We're going to read 24 through 30 in the Hebrew, then in the English. Genesis chapter 18, verse 24. Awol Yasha, Kamashyam, Tazadyaquam, Bathawak, Ha'ayar, Ha'ak, Thasapa, Wala'a, Thasha'a, Lama Kwawam, Lama Ain, Kamashiam, Hatazadadyaquam, Ashar, Bakwara Ba, verse 25. Kalala, Laka, Maishaf, Kadabar, Hazah, Lama Laha Mayath, Taza Dayak, Ike, Ain, Rashai, Wahaya, Kataza Yak, Karashai, Kalala, Lak, Hashapat, Kal, Ha'arakaza, La'a, Ya'isha, Mashapat, verse 26. Waya Amar, Yahweh, Amataza'a, Basadam, Kamashiam, Taza Dayakwam, Bathawak, Ha'ayar, Wanasha Afya, Lakal, Hama Kwam, Ba'aibawa Rum, Waya Ain, Abaraham, Waya Amar, Hana. So like I'm in verse 27, I didn't say that. Hana, Na'a, Hawa'alathya, Ladabar, Al, Adunya, Wa'anachya, Ipar, Wa'apar, verse 28. Awalya, Yakasarawan, Kamashiam, Taza Dayakwam, Kamasha, Hatha Shakyath, Bakamasha, Af, Kal, Ha'ayar, Wayamar, La'a, Ashakyath, Amataza'a, Sham, Arabayam, Waka Masha, verse 29. Wayasak, Awad, Ladabar, Alyawa, Wayamar, Awalya, Yamataza, 1, Sham, Arabayam, Wayamar, La'a, Aisha, Ba'ai Ha'arabayam, verse 30. Wayamar, Al, Na'a, Yakar, La'adunya, Wa'adabara, Wa'awalya, Yamataza, 1, Sham, Shalashiam, Wayamar, La'a, Aisha, Amataza, Sham, Shalashiam. And that's it. All right, we're going to be reading in the English, Genesis chapter 18, 24 through 30. Is there any questions so far while we're about to, before we get that? Any questions? Okay.
Genesis.
And while we're waiting, let me ask a question really quickly. Can anybody tell me how Abraham knew those were 3 messengers of the Most High, or 3 angels of the Most High? Does anybody know how? I mean, because how would he just run up to them and be like, you know, hey, my lords, come and take a seat? There had to be a reason. Anybody want to take an idea? Take a shot at it? All right, well, you got to think, how do people know that UPK men are around when we're just outside? How do people know we're part of UPK? Yes, Ms. Darylyn. You said, yes, the garments. The garments. People know exactly who we are when we're out. They're like, oh, there's those Israelites because of the garments. So you got to think, you know, when you represent the Most High was very particular, especially when he was talking to the priests, about the garments they had to wear, okay? And, you know, even Yahweh Shai was talking about the garments that the Pharisees or the teachers of Israel would have, you know, but, you know, they would, I don't want to say what, he said they would have their fringes like extra long to look extra holier, but obviously teachers or representatives of the Most High had garments. So it's the same thing with these 3. They had garments, so he knew who they were when they were coming, okay? So that's how he was able to recognize them. Are you ready?
Genesis chapter 18, verse 24. The sun was risen Lot. I'm sorry. Verse 24. Genesis chapter 18, verse 24. Pre-adventure, there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place of the 50 righteous that are therein? Verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? Verse 26. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes.
Now, why would Abraham ask this question? Does anybody know why Abraham, I mean, it could be a number of reasons, but why would Abraham ask this question? Like, what if there's like 50 righteous men in the city? You going to destroy the righteous with the wicked? Why would he ask the Most High this? What did Abraham have knowledge of that happened before his time, per se? Does anybody know? He would have knowledge of this. He would have known.
If you was in Baltimore and the Most High told you he was going to destroy Baltimore, and why would you ask that question to the Most High?
It's a good question. Yeah, sister, one more time your name. I'll probably ask every week. Say it again. Okay, yes, Colin. It's Colin. Excellent point. Excellent. Give her a hand. He had family there. I mean, he knew what was, I mean, I think any of us would reason be like, oh, I mean, and he knew that his son, his nephew was righteous. And also, you got to think, Abraham knew the story of the flood. He would have known that. He would have known about and how the Most High spared Noah and his family. So that's why he's having this conversation. It wasn't just out of the blue. His family was there, and he knew about the flood. He knew that because of the righteousness of Noah, Noah was spared. So that's why he's asking this question. Good point, Officer Correct. All right, let's keep going.
I was at 26.
Come.
Verse 26. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes.
Now this shows how merciful the Most High is. Sometimes the Most High might even spare a city or a nation for one person's sake. All right, can anybody think of somebody in the scriptures that the Most High spared the nation for their sake for at least a while? Anybody remember? Think about why didn't the Most High quickly take out Judah when they were doing sins? For whose sake did he say that for? Does anybody remember? What king? I gave you a clue. Anybody remember what king? It was King David. Remember, he said, because for King David's sake, I will not take away Judah, because David kept my laws and statutes for the sake of David, for my servant David. So that shows how merciful the Most High is. For the sake of for the sake of somebody. He won't destroy, Judah wasn't taken away for a while because of David's sake. So you got to think about how merciful the Most High is. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 28.
27.
Verse 27. And Abraham answered and said, behold, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Most High, which am but dust and ashes. Verse 28. Peradventure, there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city, lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. Verse 29. And he spake unto him yet again, and said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. Verse 30. And he said unto him, O let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there.
Stop right there for a second. Oh, that was an excellent, good point. Excellent. Now you got to think too. Now cities anciently weren't the size of like, New York, but still, it's a lot of people usually, there's probably maybe upper hundreds, maybe thousand, maybe upper hundreds in the city. I'm not sure, I'm not the ancient historian, but just for conservatively, there'd still be a good number of people in the city. And you got to think, the Most High said, if I could just find 30, I won't destroy it. And Abraham keeps talking him down. He's like, I won't destroy it for 45, for 40. But you always got to think, and Officer Quran and I were talking about this a few days ago. Throughout the Bible, there's always been the select few. It's never been like this great majority. You look throughout the Bible and Scripture, there's always a select few. And that's why even Yahushua said, when I return, will I find faith on the earth? It's always a select few. So you look in Revelation, he's talking to the seven different churches. He had a problem with 5 of them. You got to think. He had a problem with 5 of them. Okay? He gave them something they were doing well with, but they also did something they weren't supposed to be doing. And he said, if you don't repent, you're going to be cut off. So you got to think it was always just a select few throughout the generations of Israel. It's always like that. And Most High's like, I'll spare it if I can find 30 in that city. You got to think about that. Can't even find 30 righteous men in a city. That's something to really think about. All right, let's keep it going. All right, we're now in Genesis 18. We're going to read 31 through 33. Then we're going to jump over to chapter 19, and we're going to read 1 through 4. Genesis chapter 18, verse 31. Waya Amar, Hana, Na'a, Hawa Lafya, Ladabar, Al, Adanya, Awalia, Yamataza, Awan, Sham, Aishariam, Slaki, I lost my place. Waya Amar, La'a, Ashakya, Ba'ai Bawar, Ha'ai Shariam, verse 32. Waya Amar, Al, Na'a, Yakar, La'adanya, Wa'a, the Bara, Ha'ain, Awalia, Yamataza, Awan, Sham, Aishara, Wayamar, La'a, Aishakya, Ba'ai Bawar, Ha'aishara, verse 33. Wayalak, Yahweh, Ka'ashar, Kala, Ladabar, Al, Abaraham, Wa Abaraham, Shah, Lama Kwamwa. This book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 1. Wayaba'awa, Shanya, Hamalakyam, Sadamha, Ba'irab, Wala Wat, Yasha, Vasha'ar, Saddam, Waya Ra'a, La Wat, Waya Kwam, La Kwarathum, Wayasha Fakwa, Apayam, Aratazaha, verse 2, Waya Amar, Hana, Na'a, Adanya, Sawarwa, Na'a, Al, Bayaf, Ibadkam, Wala Yanawa, Wara Katazawa, Wagolyakam, Waha Shakamathum, Waha Lakaf, Wahala Kathum, Ladarakam, Waya Amarwa, La'a Kaya, Barakwa, Nalayan, verse 3. Waya Patazar, Bum, Ma'ad, Waya Sarwa, Oyawa, Waya Awal, Al, Bayahwa, Waya Aisha, Laham, Mashata, Waya Matazawaf, Apa, Waya Akawa, verse 4. Taram, Yasha Kabwa, Nashya, Ha'ayar, Anashya, Saddam, Nasabwa, Habayah, Mana'ar, Wa'ai, Zakwan, Kal, Ha'ain, Makwataza, and that's it. All right, let's go ahead and read Genesis chapter 18, We're reading 31 through 33, and then we're going to read 19, 1 through 4.
Genesis chapter 18, verse 31. And he said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake.
Just 20 righteous men, that's it. I won't destroy it for 20. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet, but this once, peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake.
All you need to find is 10 righteous people in the city. And that's telling you something. If you can't even find 10 righteous, it's telling you something how bad it is in that city. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham. And Abraham returned unto his place. Verse 19.
Chapter 19.
Say it again.
Genesis chapter 19.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even. And Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face towards the ground.
Okay, pop quiz real quick. How did Lot knew these were men of the Most High? We just talked about it. Let's see. Well, I know Miss Darlin. This was Colin. Let's try. I know Miss Darlin knows. It's Colin. Yeah, but the garments. You know, he knew these were men of the Most High. They're coming, and he goes and greets them immediately, just like Abraham did. And you have to think about this. This shows how humble Abraham and Lot were. These were men of power in their own household. Okay? But when they saw the messengers of the Most High, they came and submitted themselves to them. Okay, they saw somebody that was, more powerful than they were. And they submitted themselves. They showed how brotherly they were. They weren't, Abraham Abraham had servants. You got to think, this was a man that had servants. Lot did too. These weren't just some, men had, you have servants, you're a pretty powerful man. Okay? And means you have a lot of resources. And they would humble themselves when they saw somebody greater than them. Okay, so that's something to think about too. Go ahead.
Can I say something too?
Come on.
I want to say, our sisters do have, this is our tradition, like the fringes and the head wraps. So like we at Passover, the same way that you can identify a brother coming up with his fringes and his UPK gear on, we can identify our sisters with their fringes and their head wrap and the way they're dressed. They're dressed modestly, like so different than females in the world. You know what I mean? And that's I was just throwing that out there because that's how we identify, our sisters. You'll see it when you go to Passover. Like you'll be outside, we in the middle of another city. You can tell when you see one of our sisters coming up the street.
Excellent point.
Even the way that we take them. It's gonna be a time where, like the way Lot greeted them and took them in. Well, we didn't get to the part when he took it to his place, but the way he greeted them and took them in, or the way Abraham greeted the angels and took them in, and the way his wife treated them when they came in. She went and fed them. You know what I mean? That's how our sisters greet other UPK, and that's how men greet other UPK. I just wanted to throw that out.
Excellent point, Officer. Verse 2.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 2. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they say, Nay, but we will abide in the streets all night.
So they wanted to abide in the streets all night. Why do you think they wanted to abide in the streets all night? Y'all know I'm a former teacher. You know I'll call on you. Why do you think? Anybody know? Why do you think they wanted to? What did they come there for? Nikai, what do you think? Now you should get her hand up. Go ahead. What do you think? Oh, go ahead. What do you think, Sid? Okay. What you think? Okay. Well, Well, they wanted to see. Remember that they said the cry of the sins was coming up to, was reaching the Lord. So they wanted to check it out. They wanted to really investigate what's really going on in the city. They didn't have to wait long. We're going to see it. They wanted to see what was really going on in the city, because it was, it reached up to the Most High of the sins. So they were trying to check it out. Let's see what's really going on here. Let's investigate. All right, go ahead.
It's a lot. I want to say, when we reading about this, think of Baltimore. Think of because it's Sodom and Gomorrah. America is Sodom and Gomorrah right now. So think of just think of a worst part of Baltimore, or whatever city that the worst part. Like, if we come by the Most High coming to check it out, we want to be in the hood. We want to be on the block. What's happening? Or we see him trapping. We see him doing all this. We want to go on Dallas Street over East Baltimore. We want to be where we want to be in the mix. We want to see. You know what I mean? So it's the same way.
And it don't take long when you go to certain parts of certain cities to know stuff ain't going on well here. It don't take you that long. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, and he pressed upon them. Okay. Verse 3, Genesis chapter 19, verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Verse 4, but before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around, both old and young, all the people from every quarter.
Now, it's interesting. It says both old and young. So that shows that they ain't even, we're going to see how these men act, the old and young. Because, if you got the young men acting up, you got to look at what the old heads are teaching them. Okay, we're going to see what type of attitude. They're surrounding Lot's house. Okay? They're trying to figure out, they're trying to investigate as well. All right? Let's go ahead and read. Now we're in Genesis 19. We're going to read 5 through 11 in the Hebrew. Then we're reading the English. Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 5 in the Hebrew. Where am I going to? Verse 11. Wayakora wa all lawat waya amarwa lawa aya nashiam ashar awa all yaka hala yala hawa taza ya all yanawa waya da'aiha atham. Verse 6. Waya taza alaham lawat hapa thaka wahada laf sagar akaryawa. Verse 7. Waya amar all na'a akya tharaiwa. Verse 8. Hana na'a laya shakya bana waf ashar la'a yadayawa ayash awa taza ya'aha na'a afahan all yakam wa aisha wa lahan baka kata wab by yun yakam rakwa la anashiam ha all va aisha wa dabar kaya all kan ba'wa batazal Horathia. Verse 9. Waya amarwa gash hala la'aha waya amarwa ha'achad ba'a lagawar yashapat shapawat aitha narai laka hamam maham waya patazarwa ba'ayash balawat ma'ad waya gashwa la shabar hadalaf. Verse 10. Waya shalachwa ha'anashiam af yadam waya ba'ayawa af lawat al yaham haba yata wa af hadalaf sagarwa. Verse 11. Wa af hanashiam ashar pathat habayaf hakwa basa no warium makwa tan wa aid gara wall, wayala awa, lama taza a, hapa thak. And that's it. Okay, we're now reading Genesis chapter 19. We're reading 5 through 11 in the English.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 5. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
Now, I want you to really put yourselves and picture this. I mean, we got to really paint a picture here. Though this is how disrespectful Sodom was. You got to think. They saw the men going into with Lot. And you got to think, they saw what type of men they were. They knew that you remember, you can identify people by their garments. Like, we all can identify a police officer, because a police officer has a uniform. We all can identify a construction worker. We all can identify even a Catholic priest. We can identify them. Okay? We all can identify a judge when they're in, so you got to think. These men saw the two messengers or angels were wearing. And they had the gumption to actually say, bring these men out so we can know them. That's how twisted they were. They had no regard of what type of authority these men had. Very disrespectful. Con, sir. Slack, what do you mean, sir? So, con, sir. To know them means they wanted to have sexual relations with them. I can say that, right? I don't know what you can say on YouTube now, but they wanted to sleep with these men. That's you got to really think what gumption that is to say that to men that represent the Most High, and you're going to say bring them out so we can know them or we can sleep with them, maybe even rape them. That's how far gone these men were in Sodom, and it said the young and old. That's how far, and in that lifestyle, when you're not getting your way, you get very violent. You get very violent. In that community, if you don't agree, it can be very violent. That's why the Most High talks about the violence of Sodom. And the act of sleeping with another man, a man's man, is a violent act. Captain Sapari brings that up to violent act. Violence was done to some of these young men when they were younger. It's a violent act. And they're saying, come in and let us know. Khan, sir. Gabar. Khan. Make Khan. And and you got to think the disrespect that is, because they knew who they represented. You got to think they were wearing their garments coming in. All right, go ahead, Salaki. I think we're on verse 6. Yeah, we're on verse 6.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. Verse 7. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and you do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
Stop right there. Now, I know people are thinking like, man, Lot is really throwing his daughters under the bus right now. But you got to think, you got to take things in context as well. Now, Lot is saying, listen, do not do this wicked, violent act, because, Lot knew the law with these men. Do not even try it. One, there's a couple things you got to think what was going through Lot's mind. One, he probably knew the judgment was about to come on them. And Lot was a righteous man. Like, don't do this. So you got to think, Lot is saying, I have 2 daughters. If you're going to do something if you're going to do something, I'll give you them to marry them. He's actually, now some people, he's throwing his daughters. He's really not. It's like, if you're going to do an act, do it the right way. Here's my daughters. Marry my daughters. Not like he's throwing his daughters on the bus like, y'all, he's just saying, listen, I have 2 daughters. He's trying to do it the right way. Not, better not touch these men of the Most High. And Lot probably knew that, he's being very righteous. So this is also letting the 2 messengers or angels what type of man Lot was. Okay? Because remember, they said, if I can find, 10. Well, they knew Lot was righteous the way he greeted them and brought them into his house. But they ain't seeing no more. You got a whole group of men outside, young and old, that want to do a wicked act. So he said, hey, I have 2 daughters. If you're going to do something, let's do it the right way. You marry my daughters. Just don't do nothing to these men. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 9, and they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn here, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, and even Lot, and came near to break the door. Verse 10, but the men put forth their hands, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. Verse 11, and they smite the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so they wearied themselves to find the door.
Okay, and you got to think, now they turning on Lot. Like, you take too much on yourself. Who do you think you are? Because remember, like we said, they can get very violent now. They're not getting their way. And you got to think the disrespect. Can you imagine a mob, just think of it nowadays, coming and trying to, touch maybe, or try to bring harm to one of the men that represent the Most High today. Very disrespectful. And they know who they are, You got to think, what type of mindset is that? That's a very wicked mindset. Now they turn it on Lot. Who do you think you are? And so you got to think, the angels was like, I've seen enough. And sometimes you don't even, I've seen enough. And this is why the judgment was brought. I've seen enough. And they pulled Lot back in. All right? Come on, sir.
That's why you got to look at the LGBTQ community.
Come on, sir.
They are a violent group of people.
Come on, sir.
They violently work their way into the school system.
Come on.
They
Absolutely.
violently work their way so children can see drag shows.
Come on.
Like they're extremely aggressive in their stance with that.
Come on.
And they have their way in this Asian society.
Come on.
They're the same way.
Come on, sir.
It's the same conduct.
Come on, sir. And it's like I said, if I could add too, and when they don't get their way, they get very, very violent towards you.
Hold up, what do they label you as when they don't get their way?
I don't know if I can say homophobic? I don't know if I can say the word.
On YouTube, you can say it.
Homophobic. Okay. Homophobic. Like, you're very homophobic. Just because you're like, I don't agree. And they'll do a mob and a protest. I remember, I think it was years ago, I think the Chick-fil-A guy, the guy, said that he was against, same, gender marriages. And they really protested outside of Chick-fil-A. Really violent, what we're going to do, sit-ins, or just very, very aggressive. And all he said is, this is what I believe marriage is. He just made a statement. He just made a statement. That's why, and I'm not trying to get sidetracked, but that's why Dave Chappelle said, you could kill another black man, but you better not say nothing about them. You can't even say nothing about them. But killing another black man is okay. We can laugh, joke about it, X, Y, Z. You can't even say a word about them because they get very violent and, they get very aggressive. Excellent point, Kat.
Can I say something too?
Come on.
Like when we growing up, like we all, familiar anywhere, whether it's the hood or the county. Like young men that identify with the LGBT community, they always ready to fight. Like that's a part of their demeanor. You know what I mean? We know this. They always ready to fight. And then on the other hand, even women that identify like a male, they want to be the toughest.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So violence is not something that's like, it's not something that we reaching for. This is regular with them. You know what I mean?
Can I add to that? It's
Them bulldykes in high school, they was bullies. all them dykes in grade school, all of them was bullies.
God.
So-
Can I go ahead?
No, I want to say, I be having from DoorDash. I had a recent situation. I was thinking about it, and it's like, they are women, right? So they're going to be a little bitty emotional, you know what I'm saying? And then they want to be men, so they're going to be aggressive and which causes them to overdo it because they're also being emotional, which just makes you look like it's not even a situation that you can try to contain. You know what I'm
God.
saying? You just got to let her energy burn out.
But you know, it's a funny thing. They never talk about this. They always talk about the reports. You know, reports show that, you know, they always talk about men beating women, right? Those relationships. And I'm like, the most violent relationships, as studies have shown, have been between two women. Those are the most violent. And I'm like, well, where are the stand-ups there? Where are people not talking about that? That's the most reported domestic violence, is the relationship is when two women are together. That's where it gets the most violent. Kyle, go ahead, sir. Come.
They constantly on a war behind the door. So much that everybody really forget. This is on a regular basis, like we do it once a week.
Come.
They go on a war.
Come. And that's never reported.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be together.
Come. Absolutely.
Two emotionally filled women together. That's why they keep clashing.
Come. Excellent point. All right. I think you finished it out, right?
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to read Genesis chapter 19. We're reading 12 through 18 in the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 19, verse 12. Wayamarwa, Hanashiam, Al, Lawat, Aid, Maya, Lakab, Pa, Kathan, Wabunyaka, Wabanafyaka, Wakal, Ashar, Lakab, Ayar, Hawataza, Man, Hamakwawam, verse 13. Where am I going to? I'm going to 18 slide. Verse 13. Kaya mashakathyum anakyaknawa af hamakwawam hazah kaya gadala taza I kwatham af punya Yahweh waya shalaknawa Yahweh lasha kata. Verse 14, waya taza lawat, waya dabar all, kathanya nawa, lakwakya, banafya nawa, banafya wa, slakya, waya amar, kwawam wa, taza awa, man, hama kwawam, hazah kaya, mashakya ya, Yahweh ha'ayar, waya haya slaki kama taza kak ba ayanya ka tanya wa, verse 15 wa kamwa hashakar al alia slaki Allah waya taza wa hama lakyam balawat la amar kwam kwak af Ashafka wa af shakya banafyaka hanam mataza af hun vasapa ba iwan mahayar, verse 16 waya sama hama wayatza waya kazakwa anashya bayawa wabayad ashakwa waba Yad, Shakya, Banakyawa, Bakamalaf, Yahweh, Alyawa, Waya Taza Hawa, Waya Nakawa, Makawataza, La Ayar, verse 17, Waya Haya, Kahawa Wataza Ya Atam, Haka Watazaha, Wayamar, Hamalat, Al, Napashika, Al, Sabayat, Akaryaka, wa Al, Ba'aimad, Bakal, Hakakar, Hahara, Hamalat, Pan, Tasapa, verse 18. Shalom, Shalom. Wayamar, Lawat, Alaham, Al, Na'a, Adanya, verse 19. I'm supposed to go to 8. Oh, and that's it. Okay, now we're reading Genesis 19, 12 through 18 in the English.
Genesis, chapter 19, verse 12. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place. Verse 13. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it.
Stop right there. And one of the ways it's going through the face of the Most High is they were that disrespectful to the messengers of the Most High. That's good. That's if you're going to do that, then you're already disrespecting the Most High. If you disrespect His angels or His messengers, you're already showing disrespect before the face of the Most High. And so they've seen enough. But because of Abraham and Lot's righteousness, they're like, the Most High will spare your family because of your righteousness. Okay? Because you got to think. You got to think of Noah and his family. Most High spared Noah, his sons, because of the way Noah was. Noah was righteous. Okay? So the Lord will spare your family because of what you're doing. Okay? So what you do does matter. Okay? Or the Most High will destroy your household, He can, of what you're doing. It can happen. Come. Khan, and if she's setting apart, Khan. Now, she's being an example to her husband, so yes, because of her sake, the Lord might spare the household. Because of her sake. Just like Rahab. The Lord spared Rahab's household because of what Rahab did in saving the men of, helping out the men of Israel. It was what Rahab did. So yes, even the Lord will save the household, even if, maybe the wife may be righteous. And the Lord might save out for her sake, and not kill off everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's an excellent point, Gabar. All right, so you got to think about that. They've seen enough. Go ahead.
Can I say something too?
Come on.
And nothing is new under the sun, right? So when you thinking about this story, about this situation with Gabar and Officer Gabar and Uriah saying, even today we know America this is Sodom and Gomorrah. And even more. And we see here the prophecies, and we see them being done, that America is going to be destroyed. And you are Lot. You know what I mean? You are Lot and his family, or Noah. You know what I mean? And so keeping these laws and commandments, that's why it's a righteous man falls 7 times. That's why you should keep pushing forward and getting up, getting back on it, because us keeping these laws is going to save us, and you keep your children protected. Knowing that your husband is not in the truth, or your wife is not in the truth, you know what I mean? Or your children are doing whatever they doing, it's if I stay firm, you know what I mean? It's practical. Even through me keeping it, they'll see me. It makes sense what I'm doing, and they'll start doing it. Ain't even until they get there, the Most High will just protect them and keep them safe until then. You know what I mean? So, everything right now is the same thing as Noah, as Lot. What's different about us is it's a little bit, it's more than Lot and what just Noah and his family. It's this whole nation that, we doing it for. So.
And I want to add to, now, there's a script, the precept in Ezekiel says, the sons will not be, I'm paraphrasing, y'all correct me, but the sons will not be counted for the sins of their fathers if the son turns. So let's say you have an unrighteous, or someone in your family's being unrighteous, the Most High might remove you out of that situation and just destroy those people in the household that need to be destroyed. Okay, because you got to think of the sons of Korah. Remember, Korah rebelled against Moses, and his sons did not stand with him. His sons were smart. And because of that, the Most High did not destroy Korah's sons. Now the other households, what was it? It was 3 that rebelled against Moses. It was Dathan, Abiram, and Korah. Okay, and Korah was the ringleader. And it's crazy because Korah was related to Moses. So it shows people of your own household. There's a scripture about that. Your enemies are some people in your own household. Korah is the one that stood up against Moses. But the other families, the other guys, Dathan, Abiram, their families stood with them. Korah's sons did not stand with him. Okay, and they were spared. They were smart. Go
So,
ahead, sis.
I want to say something else too, if I may. Don't be sad about this, right? Like, yo, Noah, he had a mom, and she was not on that ship. You know what I mean? Like, so that means his mom and his cousins, they were gone. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, it's like the Most High is going to do what he got to do. He going to do what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, you got to know that, you know, you've been chosen. You're here, right? Keep it and continue to do what the Most High wants you to do.
Come.
Don't be worried about, you know, don't worry yourself too much about family members that's not in the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent point. All right, let's keep going. I think we're on verse 14.
Come. Genesis chapter 19, verse 14. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
So his own sons-in-law, they weren't listening. And of course, the daughters that were married to those sons went with him, with the sons-in-law. Okay, because Lot had more than 2 daughters. He had other daughters that were married. He just had 2 daughters that weren't. Go ahead.
Verse 15. That was verse 14, right? We stopped at 18.
18.
Verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hasted Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
2 more. Just 2 more.
Verse 16. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters. And the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. Verse 17. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thine life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plains. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Verse 18. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord.
Okay, so they tell him you need to get out. They really about to destroy that whole city. Okay, they're about to really, rain down terror in that city, and they're going to destroy it. All right, let's keep it going. We're now in Genesis chapter 19. We're going to read 19 through 25 in the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 19, verse 19. Hana na'a mataza'a ibadka chan ba'ayanyaka with a gadol kasadka ashar aishayath imadya lahaka yawaf af napashya wa nakya la'a wakal laha malat hahara pan fada bakwanya haraiha wa mafia. Verse 20. Where am I going to? 25. Verse 20. Hana na'a ha'ayar haza'af korabah lana wat shema waha ya'a mataza'ar amalata na'a shema hala'a mataza'ar hawa'a wathakya napashya. Verse 21. Waya amar Olyawa hana nasha afya Punyaka, Gam, Ladabar, Hazah, Labalafya, Hapakya, Ha'ayar, Ashar, Dabarath. Verse 22. Mahar, Hamalat, Shema, Kaya, La'a, Awakal, La'aishawaf, Dabar, Ba'aka, Shema, Al, Khan, Korah, Sham, Ha'ayar, Tazawa'ar. Verse 23. Hashamash Yataza'a al Ha'arataza Wala Wat Ba'a Taza'ira. Verse 24. Wa Yahweh Hama Tayar al Saddam Wa al Aimara Gaparyath Wa Ash Ma'af Yahweh Man Hashamyam. Verse 25. Wa Yahapak Af, Ha'aryam, Ha'al, Wa'af, Kal, Hakakar, Wa'af, Kal, Yeshabya, Ha'aryam, Slaki, Watazam, Mak, Ha'adama, and that's it. Okay, we're reading Genesis chapter 19. Come,
Go ahead, can you give me Romans the first chapter?
come, give him Romans in the first chapter.
I just want to clarify something real quick.
Come,
I don't want brothers and sisters to get, to be discouraged
come,
about anything. I just want to bring something up.
come.
Read Romans 1 and 1, please.
Romans 1 and 1.
Romans 1 and 1.
Family members. Go ahead.
Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ.
And what I'm going to bring out is what Paul, I went here first so you know who's talking.
Come,
Paul said something very important in Romans 11.
come.
I'm going to bring this out. Go ahead, read on so we know who Paul is.
Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ,
Go ahead.
called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of God.
All right, he's a priest and prophet. Go ahead.
Verse,
Go ahead.
verse 2, which he had promised afore by his prophets in the Holy Scripture.
All right, go to chapter 11, about the shop.
Chill out, chill out. Good sister, you listen to this.
You could go to chapter 11, the first verse. And then after the first verse, I'm going to go to 26.
Go to Romans 1 and 11.
No,
Then-
no,
Chapter
just read
11.
the first,
Romans 1 and 1.
now go to 11 and 1.
Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people?
Ask him, like, especially after this story, you're going to think in your mind, my mother's done with it, everyone's done because they're wicked as hell. There's a chance they be all right.
Come,
But if not, that's real love anyway. You know what I mean? Punishment ain't chastisement. Punishment is deserved. Punishment is correction. Go ahead.
God forbid,
Go ahead.
for I also am an Israelite,
Go ahead.
of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
He's a Benjamite. He would be a so-called what? A West Indian.
come,
That's what Paul was. All right? Now, I want you to go to verse 26. This is my last verse. I just want to make a quick point.
come, sir.
Not to take away from you.
No, it's fine, sir.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 11, verse 26.
Go ahead.
And so all Israel shall be saved.
All of who?
Israel shall be saved.
Don't be so discouraged because all Israel can be saved. The priest and prophet said it right here. That's what makes our job in the truth so vital.
Come,
Because all of Israel can be saved. I know it's you look outside, you go out in the world, you feel like, oh, we're the only ones that's gonna get on them chariots. In your mind. There's no way, there's no you know, especially in Baltimore. I mean, or any major city at that. It's like don't think in your mind like a Christian that everybody's worthless.
good point.
That everybody's intangible.
Come, good point. Yeah,
Paul sees that Israel can be saved.
come,
And the brother in the story that we read now, he like, listen, there gotta be somebody. He feels the same way Paul feels. They're tangible. They can be saved. They can be, but at that point it was too late for them. They didn't even know these guys, but
come,
at this point we had a point where we can save them.
come,
That's what makes our job so vital in the ISUPK, you understand?
come,
He said
come,
all Israel can be saved. Go ahead.
come.
Read on.
As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer,
The who?
the deliverer,
Well, because of Christ, we got a chance to come back to him. Everybody understand?
Come,
We got a chance to get right and be perfect and be righteous, wholehearted. Everybody understand?
come,
That's all. Go ahead. We can read the rest.
done with God,
Go ahead.
and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
From Jacob, from the 12 tribes of Israel.
come,
That's our job here. Everybody understand?
come.
All right. Go ahead.
Change.
Let's say all Israel will be saved, right?
kingdom that they're gonna come in,
Mhm.
they're gonna be raised up in a society that requires them to be perfect. Yeah, you understand?
Somebody able to get killed. Like some of us will make it something about obedience without having to see that death, right?
Yeah, of course.
Some of us ain't gonna make it because of disobedience.
That too,
In the end,
but
we all make
that also is twofold. But also, Paul said, listen, everybody can make it. That's what Paul said. Don't lean too heavy on that. They ain't gonna make it. But because they ain't gonna make it, it's fine that they don't lean too heavy on it. Have some type of like if that was the case, what's the point of teaching? If that was the case, what's the point of even having a class if there's no hope for anybody? You understand what I'm saying? You gotta have a mindset, Paul. That was it on the scripture?
Yeah, unless you want me to go to verse 20.
No, you
But this
can
is
hold
my
it.
covenant.
So was there anything on 20?
27. It just ratifies it. It says, "For this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins." And that's it.
So would a good precept be for that? What you're saying? You remember when Paul? It's in 1 Corinthians. It's in 1 Corinthians 5:5. Remember, he said when a man had his father's wife, and he said pretty much put that man out, and he said, "You need to speak up." Slack, sir. In 1 Corinthians 5, do you remember when a man had his father's wife, and Paul was like, "You need to put that man out," and he said to deliver such one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of Yahushua? Would that be a precept to what you're saying? You said to deliver one up to the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved. Would that be a precept?
Yeah, leaning more on his first theory.
Come,
Because in order for that to happen, well, he has to die.
come,
Yeah. Yeah.
come,
Yeah.
sir.
100%.
All right. The water too, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go. We're in Genesis 19 and 19 through 25. Did we even start reading 19? I don't think we
No,
started.
I didn't start it off.
Okay. All right. Genesis chapter 19, 19 through 25.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 19. "Behold, now thy servants have found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die." Verse 20. "Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live." Verse 21. "And he said unto me, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken." Verse 22. "Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither." Therefore the name of the city was called Zor.
So they're giving Lot some time to escape to a city, and they said, we won't start, bringing down until you get to the city. Lot didn't want to go up into the mountains. He's like, I'll die there. So he's like, can I go to this city? And they permitted it. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 23. "The sun was risen up, the earth, then Lot entered into Zor." Verse 24. "And the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven." Verse 25. "And he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitations of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground."
Okay, so it wasn't only just Sodom and Gomorrah, it was those other cities as well. Okay, because Sodom and Gomorrah also were heavily influencing other cities that were surrounding them. So Sodom and Gomorrah weren't the only ones that was con.
So it was more than 5 cities or something?
It was Sodom and Gomorrah, and there was other cities. It might have been 5. I'm not sure exactly how many. I think there's a scripture that says how many. I can't remember. Okay, so it was 5. Yeah. It might be. I'm not sure about that, sir. It could be. It could be 5 cities, but I know that, I think there's a scripture that names all the places that were destroyed. I mean, a lot of people just say Sodom and Gomorrah, but there were other, I think there was other places around that were destroyed, but they might have been connected with Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, obviously they were, because they were wicked as well. So obviously there was a heavy influence. That whole area was just wicked. You know, that whole area was wicked. You know, excellent. All right.
That's it.
We just need one more. All right, last scripture for today. We're reading Genesis 19. We're reading 26 through 32. Reading in the Hebrew first. Genesis 19, verse 26. With a bat, a shafwa, ma'akaryawa, wathaya, netazayah, malak, verse 27. Where you shakam, abaraham, babakor, all, hama koram, ashar, imad, sham, punya, Yahweh, verse 28. Where you shakwap, al, punya, Saddam, Wa'ai Marah, Wa'al, Kal, Punya, Arataza, Hakakar, Wayara'ah, Wahana, Allah, Wayatar, Ha'arataza, Kwayatar, Haka Bashan, verse 29, Wayahaya, Bashakaf, Alahayim, Af, Arya, Hakakar, Wayazakar, Alahayim, Abraham, Wayashalak, Lawat, Mathawak, Hahapaka, Bahapak, Ha'aryam, Ashar, Yashab, Bahan, Lawat, verse 30. Waya'al, Lawat, Mataza Wa'ar, Wayashab, Bahar, Washafya, Banafyawa, Ainwa, Kaya, Yara'ah, Lashabath, Bataza Wa'ar, Wayashab, Bama Ira, Hawa'ah, Washafya, Banafyawa, verse 31. Watha Amar, Habakar Yara, Al Hataza Ayara, Abayanawa, Zakwan, Wa'ayash, Ayan, Ba'arataza, Laba Wa'a, Al Yanawa, Kadarak, Call, Ha'arataza, verse 32. Laka, Nashakwa, Abayanawa, Yayan, Wana Shakaba, Aimwa, Wana Nakya, Ma Abayanawa, Zarai. That's it.
Hey, Salaki, it was 5, but he destroyed 4 because Zora was with him, but because Lot went there, he saved it.
Oh, good point.
Oh.
Excellent point. Excellent point. What is this? Okay. No, you're right. Okay, yep. Let's go ahead and read Genesis 19, 26 through 32. Anybody have any questions about that? This is our last scripture today. Anybody have any questions? Do a pop quiz next week, so you're paying attention. Salaki too. Before we, we're having that the Family Bible Bowl in Baltimore coming up soon. We're gonna really see who knows the Bible. We're gonna be breaking it up into about 3 teams. Please make sure you come out. It is September 8th on a Sunday. Starts at 2. Please come out because there's some people that are really studying. I sent out the study guide. If you have not got one, please contact me or let me know. And people are already studying because they said they're going to come and, it's like I gave one to Officer Gabar. I emailed you. Con, I'll get with you after class. I'll make sure you get it. All right, let's go and read Genesis 19, 26 through 32.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Verse 27.
Let me slack it. If I can address this, Officer Korah and I were talking. We do need to check with a cat. Now, when it says a look back from behind, when the wife, it seems like she went back and got and got burnt up. But I got to check with cat. But Officer Korah and I were discussing that when it says she looked back from behind, like it almost seems like she went back. And the Most High was disobedient, and she got slaughtered as well. But I will confirm that with Cat. Officer Farah and I were talking about that this week. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. Verse 28. And he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah, and towards all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. Verse 29. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrown. When he overthrew the city in the which Lot dwelt.
Now, when a lot of times it says the Most High remembers, so the Most High remembers his like covenants, his agreements, and he keeps his word. Okay, and he kept his word to Abraham. That's why he spared Lot. You know, Abraham was talking to him. He spared Lot because he remembered his covenant with Abraham as well. Okay, and he remembered the household. He remembered the righteousness that Abraham was very obedient. All right, go ahead.
Verse 30. And Lot went up out of Zorah and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zorah, and he dwelled in a cave, he and his 2 daughters.
Okay, so now he's dwelling in a cave. Okay, now he left Zorah because he kind of feared for his life there too. You got to think, it's probably word got out. Word gets around fast. Even back then, word got around fast. I mean, nowadays with the technology, you say one thing at 12 o'clock, 12:01, the world knows it. They already know it. But still, word always gets around fast. So he feared for his life as well in that city. Go ahead.
Con. And he dwelt in a cave, and he and his two daughters. Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
Now, what does she mean by this? She's just saying pretty much, we're pretty much like vagabonds right now. We're wanderers. We don't have a place. There's no man that we're going to be with. I mean, we're on the run pretty much. Who's going to be with us right now? That was the mindset. It's not like there was no man throughout all the lands, but you're on the run. You fear for your life. They're like, we ain't going to really get with a man. Okay? So they're thinking about their preservation, which was very wicked. That's why the Most High didn't approve of what they did. Go ahead.
Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
Okay, so what they did was very wicked, and the seeds that came out of them were 2 nations that that had problems with Israel, and that could not enter into the congregation of Israel. Sir. They was on the run. I mean, they're saying. I mean, when they say there's no men in the, it's like, I mean, there was men on the earth. There's Abraham and all those other. It's just, but they on the run. It's like, who going? You on the run. You running for your life. You in fear. And they like, and then this reputation word travels. They were fearing for their life. So they're like, man, we ain't gonna be with nobody. So there ain't no men that's gonna be with us on this earth. So let's preserve our seed, which was very wicked, because the 2 seeds that came out of them were, does anybody know? Wait a minute, quiz. What seeds came out of them? Come on. Yup, those are the seeds that came out. And they are not allowed to be in the congregation of Israel. Okay, I think that's is it Deuteronomy 23 or is it Exodus? It's Deuteronomy 23, I think. It's in Deuteronomy in the 20s, somewhere around that. But it says, or is it 16? Well, one of those. But it says an Ammonite and a Moabite cannot enter in the congregation of Israel. Okay? All right. Any questions? Pop quiz next week. Ms. Colin, I hope you're ready. Everybody, Ms. Darylyn, I hope we're ready over there. Okay. All right.
And the Ammonites and Moabites the Ammonites is the Japanese, and the Moabites are the Chinese.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Just the people and throughout Officer Gabar and Natazal. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Natazal. All right, there's people up here. Imani. Go ahead and get that.
Not to drink.
Go to the horse first.
La Yashala.
Go ahead and get the horn. Right. Let's go ahead and salute. Wait a minute. Proposal on West which covers the scroll. Yeah, keep it covered. I think we uncover when we pray.
Everybody.
Crap by that. That's the why. Men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Yahweh Bashim Yashabrak Yah. Slide it, sure. What you mind on? Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Yah. All right. Excellent word.
How about Shem Yahshua? Yeah.
Go out of ticket.
Y'all Bashim Yahweh Barak Yah.
I'm uncovering that. Gotta uncover it. Actually, you know what? I'll uncover. You go ahead and blow this horn. I'll uncover it. Okay. Go ahead and call it Amadium Wapanya Hakwadam. This is for everybody.
Israel Amadiam Wafanya Hakwadam, which means rise and face the east.
All right. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, we're about to say the prayers and Akwaki. We're going to lead the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then in the English. Lord's Prayer. Abinau. Shabbat Shemayim. Quadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwafka. Taba'ah. Retazayaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Washemayim. Nathan now. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawak now. Kasalak now. Kabawak now. Wala'ah. W'ya'ai now. Manasaya 1. Abal. Hawashai now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahatapa Ra. La'alalamim. Aman.
And in English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts
As we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our
And
debtors.
lead us not.
Lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us.
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom
And the power.
and the power
And the glory.
and the glory
Forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. Come. Oh, come. Slice. Even if it's two. You want to put it? Have it. Come. Sar, which means to turn. I'm gonna put this down for 1 second. No, put the scroll down for 1 second. Natazab Karam, present thyself in thy registry. Oh, come over. No, Come right here. Okay, go ahead and salute. Go ahead and salute. Salute. All right, come on. Have you hold this. Oops, slide. Right. So Watson. All right. Wapon Yaha Kwandam, let's face the east again. All right. Going this way. Going the other one. Go that way. All right. So, all right, come on. All right. Where this is Hakak, the power. All right, you can take this one. I'll let you take it. We'll read in the Hebrew and then in the English.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Baba Kushah.
Baba Kushah.
Letan Lanau.
Letan Lanau.
Hakat.
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 Lara Pa'ah.
Lara Pa'ah.
Ko Marako.
Mawako Mala.
Sala'i. Mako. Wako Marawa.
Mako Marawa.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hatamazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Lahaquium.
Lahaquium.
Hamakium.
Hamakium.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Auraka. Auraka. Our. Sala'i, say it again. Aurakawa.
Arakawa.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Lagarshan.
Larakoshan.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us
The power to heal.
power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the
The
leper.
power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
Cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the blessed Israel.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Barak Lanau.
Barak Lanau.
Sala'i. Wayasha'ala.
Wayasha'ala.
Wahabayah.
Wahabayah.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
You take 121. Right?
This is Psalms 121. Aisha.
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 Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al.
Al.
Aharian.
Haharian.
Mahayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yabah.
Yaba'a.
Isariah.
Isariah.
Azariah.
Isariah.
Ma'ain.
Ya'ain.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shemayam.
Wa'arataza.
Wa'arataza.
Al Yathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Wagolka.
Regolka.
Al Yanawam.
Ayanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Yashamar.
Shabamar.
Salaki. Yashara'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazolka.
Tazolka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamayanka.
Yamyanka.
Salaki. Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawam.
Yamawam.
Yamawam.
Yamamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
Layakaka.
La'a. La'a yakaka.
La'ayakaka.
La'a yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayara.
Balayala.
Baliyala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makorai.
Makorai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Afnapashka.
Abnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'ata,
Taza'athka.
Taza'atka,
Taza'athka.
Wabawaka,
Wabawaka.
Ma'ai,
Mayatha.
Mayata,
Mayatha.
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai.
Awalam.
Awalam. And in the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth
He
thee
that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by
nor the
night.
moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth,
from this time forth,
even forevermore.
even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it.
I'll take it. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim,
Aldamayalaka.
Al-Damalayaka,
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Takakwat,
Ra'al-Tashakwat.
Al-Takakwat,
Al.
Al,
Kayahana.
Kayahana,
Awayabyaka.
Awayabika,
Yahama Yawan.
Yahami Yawan,
Woman Shanayaka.
Woman Shanayaka,
Nashawa.
Nashawa,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka,
Ya'ara Yamwa.
Ya'arayamba,
Sawa.
Sawa,
When you think your eye tells a what?
Wayataya eye to the world,
Altazapa one yaka.
Awatapa one yuka,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Lakawa.
Lakawa,
When a cockina.
Wanakaki,
Magoya.
Magoya,
Willa.
Wala,
Yashakar.
Yasakar,
Shanya Sha'al.
Shamya Sha'ala,
Iwa.
Iwa,
Kaya.
Kaya,
No, what I tells a what?
Nama eye to the what,
La.
La,
Yakadwa.
Akadwa,
Ayaka.
Ayaka,
Raya.
Raya,
Yakarakwa.
Karaka,
Ahoya.
Ahoya,
Adawam.
Adawam,
When Shemai Alayam.
Wayashamai Alawam,
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba,
Wahagaria.
Hagar,
Gabal.
Gabal,
Wa I'm a one.
Wa I'm a one,
Wa I'm a lot.
Wa I'm a lot,
Halasha.
Kalasha,
I'm Yeshabya.
I'm Yeshabi,
Tazawar.
Tazawar,
Gum Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawa.
Nalawat,
Imam.
Imad,
Hayawa.
Awaya,
Zarawah.
Zawat,
Labanya Lawa.
Banyalawat,
Salah.
Salah,
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham,
Kamadyan.
Kamadian,
Kasayasara'ah.
Kasayasabara,
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan,
Benakal.
Banakol,
Kuyashwan.
Gawashim,
Neshamadwa.
Neshamad,
Ba'ayanda Ara.
Ba'ayanda Ara,
Hayawa.
Ayawa,
Daman.
Daman,
La Adama.
Adama,
Shayatamwa.
Shayatam,
Nadayatmawa.
Yashab,
Ka'ara.
Arab,
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Bak.
Wakaza Bak,
Wakaza Zolmana.
Wakaza Zomana,
Kanasaya Kamwa.
Koyasana Kamwa,
Ashar.
Ashar,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Nayarashah.
Nayarashar,
Lanawa.
Anawa,
Ah.
Ah,
Na'awa.
Na'awa,
Alahayim.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa.
Shayatam,
Kagogla.
Kagogla,
Kakwash.
Wash,
Lapanya Raka.
Hanyaraka,
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash,
Saba'iriga Ibu.
Baya Ira Ya Ira,
Wakalahaba.
Wakala Abba,
Thalahat.
Yahat,
Hariam.
Hariam,
Khan.
Khan,
The Radatma.
the Radat,
Wasa Iraka.
Ira,
What was Sapafka? The Balahum.
Walaham,
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah,
Bunyaham.
Panyaham,
Kwalawan.
Kulawan,
Wakwashwa.
Wayabawash,
Shamka.
Ka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa,
Yabahawa.
Yabahol,
Iba I.
Ayai,
Yakaparwa.
Kaparwa,
Abadwa.
Wayabadwa,
Iwa.
Wayadai,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Atha.
Atha,
Shamka.
Ka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Labaka.
Labaka,
Ayawan.
Ayawan,
Alkal.
Ka,
Ha'arataza.
Arakaz,
Aman.
Aman. And this is Psalms 38.
83.
Salaki, 83. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the
they
head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thine people
against thy people.
and consulted
And insulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them
and
off
let us cut them
from
off
being a
from
nation,
being a nation.
that the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
one
They
consent.
are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab
the Hagarene,
and the Hagarene,
Gabal,
Gabal
and Ammon,
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher is also joined with them.
They have poked in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
As to Sisera.
as to Jabin,
As to Jabin.
and the brook of Kison,
The brook of Kison.
which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They become as dung for the
They
earth.
became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Making the nobles like a rat.
and like Zeb.
And like Zeb.
Yea,
Yea.
and all their princes of Zabak,
All the princes of Zabak.
and as Zalmunna,
And as Zamunna.
who said,
Who said,
let us take to
let us
ourselves
take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
O my power,
O my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel.
as the stumble before the wind,
As a stumble before the wind.
as the fire burneth a wood,
As the fire burneth the
and
wood.
as the flame set of the mountain on fire.
And as the flames set the
So
mountain.
persecute them
So persecute them
with thine tempest,
with thy tempest.
and make them afraid
And make them afraid
with thine storm.
with thy storm.
Bear their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that they
shame.
may seek thy name.
They may seek thy
O
name.
Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded,
Let them be
in
confounded.
trouble forever.
In trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame,
Let them be put to shame.
perish,
And perish.
that men may know
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone,
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high,
the Most High,
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
These are the blessings. Barak,
Barak.
Athah,
Athah.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
what Yahweh
Where
Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
Wama Yaka'ala,
Wama Yaka'ala.
Salaki,
Wa
Wa Alahayim,
Wa Alahayim.
Matazab Ya'ala,
With the Zab Ya'ah.
Alawat,
Alawat.
Yahweh,
Yahana.
Yahana,
Yahana.
Alawatyim,
Ha-Alawatyim.
Hasaranyim,
Hasaranyim.
Hakwatazayanyim,
Hakotazayanyim.
Hakakayoyim,
Hakayayoyim.
Waha'akwakyim,
Waha-Akwatyim.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bahashem,
Bahashem.
Yahushua,
Yahushua.
Wadaman.
The Wadaman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Yahushua,
And Michael.
and Michael,
And the angel.
and the angel,
Commanding General Yohanan.
commanding general
The
Yohanan,
generals.
the general,
The captain.
the captain,
The officers.
the officers,
The troopers.
the troopers,
And the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you,
So be it.
so be it.
These are the curses. Blessing you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth,
And all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh
in the
Shai.
name of Yahushua,
Listen to us now.
listen to us now,
Right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses,
And punishment and destruction.
and punishment and
To
destruction
the heathen.
to the heathen
That speak against
that
us.
speak against
Thy
us,
prophets.
thy prophets,
The teachers.
the teachers,
The princes.
the princes,
The priests.
the priests,
The Israelite brothers.
the Israelite brothers,
And the school.
and the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses,
And punishment and destruction.
and punishment and
To
destruction
the heathen.
to the heathen,
And shake loose the treasure
and shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel.
of the rich of
That
Israel
refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school,
Force their riches.
force their riches,
And to enter into thy sanctuary.
enter into thy sanctuary,
Send evils and curses.
send evils and curses,
And punishment and destruction.
punishment and
To
destruction
the Edomites.
to the Edomites,
And the nations.
and the nations,
And their drug dealers.
drug dealers,
The court system.
court system,
The prison system.
prison system,
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood,
All the governments of our enemies.
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and arms,
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic
The
Church,
Pope.
Pope,
Islam.
Islam,
Christianity.
Christianity,
Egyptology.
Egyptology,
Militia.
militia,
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads.
skinheads,
Posse Comitatus.
posse comitatus,
The gay movement.
gay movement,
The gay movement.
the gay movement,
The lesbian
the
movement.
lesbian movement,
The lesbian
the
movement.
lesbian movement,
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program.
NASA space program,
Army.
Army,
Navy.
Navy,
Air Force.
Air Force,
Marine.
Marines,
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet,
And the airwaves.
and the airways,
The cable access channel.
cable access channel,
And the radio
and
channel.
the radio channel,
Convict the spirit
convict the
of
spirit
any of thy people
of any of our people
that seek to stop
that
us
seek to stop
and
us,
bring swift destruction
bring swift
to
destruction
all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
stand in our way,
or try to stop
try to
us
stop
from
us,
broadcasting your word
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the
let
plagues.
loose all the plagues,
Cause them to go to and
cause
fro
to go to and fro
through the earth
to the earth,
and consume them.
and consume
Let the plague
Let the plague
take the house of the thief
and the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let your Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucer and punish all the heathen to come up against us as we speak thy word. Because we know by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause we spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. Sword, which means to turn. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and blow the horn. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, slack it. I'm sorry. Slack it. This concludes the service. Sisters, Yeshagan. Okay.
Men of Israel, we're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute. Saw, which means turn. Men of Israel, Amadium Shabbat, Amadium, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbarakadah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbarakadah.
Yayamatat, Saw, which means turn. Sisters, Amadium. Men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadium Shabbat, Amadium, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Adatham Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Yayamatat, class dismissed. Shalom.